Did you enjoy your little hiatus?
I did. You know what? It is never long enough, and sometimes at the same time, it feels way too long. I missed the opportunity to be creative with you. But you know, it afforded me an opportunity to kind of recharge those creative batteries that
Sure.
were clearly running on absolute zero for the past 10, 11 episodes. So,
My mom keeps telling me how, Miles is so funny. And then I say, well,
mm.
Mom, what do you think of the other host? Miles is just so funny. She, she gives me no props, but
Well,
she
she's on
adores you.
payroll, so I keep her on payroll, and she's probably my best, most supportive employee I have.
She is good. How's your training coming along for the marathon?
Oh,
Or sorry, for the
great,
Olympics? Yeah.
great. You know what? I
Powerlifting?
kind of dialed back
Mm,
my goal, so no longer is it the ultra marathon.
hmm
I've done how many of those have I done now? 11?
Like you did, yeah, 11. Well, you did 10 mega marathons.
Yeah,
You did one
yeah,
super marathon, and then it's
yeah.
the ultra is next.
Right, right. Remember that one time I was being chased by a Tyrannosaurus Rex and I
Uh-huh.
was like, hey, no, ultra marathon miles will get away.
That's right. Oh, try to catch me with
Whatever.
those little hands. You know, couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
So now I'm just going to try to maybe do a mini marathon.
Okay.
You know what? Who am I kidding?
How
I'm
long is
going
a
to be
mini
doing a
marathon
walk
anyway?
around the block. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
do a walk around the block and be okay with that this
The
time.
blockathon. So, Miles, tell me
Yeah.
what is your relationship like with food?
Oof. You know what? Food is one of my top 10 most favorite things in the world. Huge fan of breakfast, followed
Yeah.
by a great dinner, and
No
lunch.
lunch.
Always one of my favorite meals too.
Do you cook?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. But, I'm not as good as I want to be. And so I'm always looking for hints, tricks, maybe a little help.
Yeah. But how are you in the kitchen? Are you advanced? Are you kind of
Oh, well,
a
usually a little
beginner, a
depressed.
novice?
Yeah. Usually I'm a little depressed, anxious in the kitchen. I'm
Yeah.
a nervous cooker, so I sweat a lot.
Yeah.
But over the years I've learned that uh, the culinary arts are there to help,
Yeah.
not always work against me, but they're there to help. And so
Well, you know what they say,
what?
If you're American in the kitchen and you're Canadian in the bedroom, what are you in the bathroom? European. So, Miles, tell me, what is your go-to spice or trick to make meals tastier?
You know what? Ginger, ginger. There's never enough ginger in the world. Peanut butter and jelly, gingered.
Hmm
Love
I agree
it.
with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Little
love it.
flakes of ginger on everything.
Spaghetti and meatballs, gingered. Love it.
Well, speaking of main dishes like spaghetti and meatballs, Hamburger Helper is a boxed meal, right? It combines pasta and or rice with a dried sauce mix, right? It's designed to be cooked with ground beef, with water and milk, and it creates a one dish meal. And it's known for being quick and easy in a way to make a meal complete. It's kind of like comfort food. But an argument can be made that its popularity can be traced to one person, or should I say, one hand. And that hand has a story to tell. So, what is the sound of one glove clapping? We're about to find out on this episode of Pull My
Yeah.
Leg. We are all familiar with Hamburger Helper.
Hmm.
And do you know what's in it by chance?
Magic,
Magic for sure.
love,
Because
hope.
love, hope, magic. Well, it makes dinner time delicious.
It
Would you
does.
agree?
Hmm.
And although many men and women have worked together to build the Hamburger Helper empire, there's one individual who lives in the spotlight. His name is Lefty, the beloved red-nosed, white-gloved mascot. And although Lefty declined our request for an interview, we do have access to the curator of the Fits Like a Glove Museum in Washington, D.C., and he's agreed to come on Pull My Leg. His name is Tilden Stubblebooth. He studied anthropomorphic gloves for decades, and he is here to share his wisdom on Lefty. So, I mean, I'm curious to know what it was like to be raised under the spotlight of fame from such a young age, and what are some of the behind the scenes detail that capture the joy and the pain of being one of the most beloved hands in America? And is his legacy written, or is it still being written?
Uh,
So, are you ready to find that out?
I cannot wait.
Let's bring on Tilden. Tilden, welcome to the show. And I just want to say that your screen is black, and I think there's probably a purpose for that. So if you're watching on YouTube right now and you don't see Tilden's picture, there's a reason for it. What's going on, Tilden?
Well, I've had a lot of episodes in my life, and I don't necessarily want my face to be out there because there are people looking for me.
Yeah, I understand. So this has nothing to do with the fact that your camera might just not be working on your computer. It's something much deeper than that.
No, this is definitely a legal issue. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Mark, I mean, it's really not a problem, Tilden, because oftentimes we're getting messages from our many listeners saying, guys, we like your voices, but could we have less face? And
Right.
so this might be the start of a trend. So I like it so far.
Right.
Well, see, here's the thing, fellas. My face can't compete with yours. So you
Sure.
two are the faces of this. Today, I'll be the third voice of it. So
The bar has been set so low. We get it.
So Tilden, what?
at least you can make get over the bar though. If it's low, you can jump it. That's good.
So Tilden, what led you down such a unique career path to be the curator of the Fits Like a Glove Museum in Washington, D.C.?
Well, I fell in love with gloves a long time ago, probably back in the 1980s. The Michael Jackson thing, which there's a long story.
Yeah,
there's
huge
a long,
fan.
There's a long story behind Lefty and the Michael Jackson thing. There's a very unknown story about that. And then I was a baseball fan. And then when the 1986 World Series, Bill Buckner made an error to end the World Series. When the Mets won it, he had a glove in his hand and didn't even touch the ball. And that glove's in my museum. And so I have all kinds of different things
Oh,
that I
wow.
love. Lots of different Mascot paraphernalia but Lefty is by far my favorite because he's just so bright white, and I always had a thing for laundry, and for some reason, Lefty was just always so bright, and I could never figure out how or why. But now he's in the museum. I get to look at him every single day,
Yeah.
and I get to really, explore that laundry fetish of mine.
Yeah, he keeps it clean. Curious though, what does Michael Jackson's glove smell like compared to Bill Buckner's glove? Are there similar scents?
It's interesting. Michael Jackson's glove smells an awful lot like lotion. Bill Buckner's is more like pine tar, and if you know the difference, it's a very distinct. But they're both very distinct flavor profiles, and that's very important here at the Glove Museum because everybody's smells in their hands are different. And Michael Jackson was different in lots of ways, but his glove smells very much like Jergens. I'm not sure why.
Okay. Are there interactive exhibits that kids can look forward to when they visit the Fits Like a Glove Museum?
There were, Mark.
There were.
That's a great question. The problem is when you get kids' hands involved and tell them it's okay, really bad things happen. So we stopped that practice about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, I understand.
You just use your imagination there.
Yeah, I'd rather not. So we're talking about Lefty.
Yes.
What was his childhood like?
Well, he grew up with a twin brother, and who was killed he got electrocuted sadly in a major accident. So he went off to his own career. When he turned about 17 years old, he left home and was in pursuit of things. And one thing led to another. He walked into an audition one day, and Hamburger Helper was hiring. The bright white really helped him. I guess he had a really good audition, and he just got hired. It was really sad. He lost his twin brother and just decided he wanted to go off on his own. Left home, wrote his mom and dad a note, and took off and got the job. So
I'm assuming his twin brother had a name.
I'll let you guess what that was.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go for it. Yeah,
it was Phil. So
Phil. It was Lefty and Phil.
Didn't see that coming at all.
No.
I will.
Did Lefty ever find love, or was he always very career focused?
Always very career focused. He did find love for a while, but in the end, it just didn't fit.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So, is there any rivalry between Lefty and the Arby's oven mitt? Because you could argue that Hamburger Helper also has the meats, but Arby's kind of taken that catchphrase and run with it. So, is there resentment there between he and the oven mitt?
Well, there is, and here's the reason. So Arby's obviously has the meats, and that slogan was perfect for them.
Yeah.
Hamburger Helper tried, But as it turns out, and I don't think this will be much of a confusing thing for you, it turns out that Tuna Helper doesn't really help tuna at all. So Lefty became kind of a one-trick pony, and he had the meat, he had the ground beef, but Arby's had the meats. They had the chicken, they had the beef, they had all those different things. Yeah. And so the rivalry was short-lived, we'll say, because Lefty just lost the game.
Yeah, historically, tuna has never really needed a lot of help, but hamburger is a totally different story.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they went down the path of Tuna Helper. I would have gone down Pork Helper or maybe even Turkey Helper, but they went down Tuna Helper, and it failed, and that was the downfall of Lefty's career.
Well, speaking of tuna, guys, this week's episode of Pull My Leg is proudly sponsored by the fearless geniuses who brought you breakfast tuna casserole, the only dish capable of making your entire house smell like Enya doing yoga in a fish market. And now, from those same culinary visionaries trapped forever in the 80s, behold the New Age breakfast collection. Meals so mystical, even Depeche Mode wrote a hit single inspired by them. Highlights include Karma Chameleon Quiche, changes color and possibly your life in one bite. Boingo Boingo Oatmeal Flow, the only oatmeal certified by Weird Science. Tears for Fears Toast, it literally shout, it's so good. And Pet Shop Boys Pancakes. These are so good that they'll always be on your mind. It's a sin how delicious these pancakes are, and Howard Jones hash browns taste one, and no one is to blame except maybe your taste buds. And for the truly brave, meatloafs, I'd do anything for brunch sausage links. One bite, and you'll run to the bathroom like a bat out of hell. So, thank you, gentlemen, for sponsoring Pull My Leg. Back to you, Mark.
Before you go, Mark, Miles, as you know, I'm a child of the 80s, and you have no idea how happy you just made me. No idea. That was a wonderful sponsorship. I loved hearing that.
Then you might like this one. Wham, bam, scram, slam, the only breakfast that wakes you up before you have to go. Whether it's breakfast, brunch, lunch, or dinner, these dishes make your taste buds say, oh yeah, chicka chicka. Stay for the food, but beware. One bite and you'll be shouting, oh la more.
I like how the sponsorship was over and then it came back again.
Well, you know what? When you can't scroll down fast enough,
those things happen.
And sometimes you pay for a minute, you only get 45 seconds, they go back to you sometimes.
Or when you can't read in the morning, that also happens.
So, Tilden, I tend to ask a lot of questions. So what I want to do is I want to put 60 seconds on the clock where I'm just going to ask you a question. You have 1 minute that we can focus just on your voice, just on your answer. Miles and I will not chime in. So here we go. Other than spicing up a bowl of pasta or upgrading a plate of ground beef, list all of the other non-food uses for Hamburger Helper.
The best one
we have. I'm sorry. We have just. Are you able to see that we have a minute on the clock?
Yes, I can.
Tilden, can you see? I'm having trouble seeing it. Can you bring it?
It gets blurry. Like if I bring it too close to the camera, it blurs out, and then if I go back like this far, it's hard to see the timer. So I can just.
Tilden, are you having trouble seeing it?
I can see it enough to answer the question. I've got 40 seconds left. So
what was
what was the question, Tilden?
Non-food uses for Hamburger Helper.
Oh yeah,
and so that was so. I happen to know that
something to do with parachute pants.
So we're 29 seconds. So I had that conversation with Lefty about 2 months ago. It's interesting because of the consistency of Hamburger Helper. It turns out that, especially down in Florida in spring training, the diamond dry, they put on pitcher's mounds and dirt when it rains and baseball fields, and you dry the thing up. It turns out Hamburger Helper is the perfect consistency for that. The problem is when they used it the first time, they found out that there's a lot of birds in Florida apparently. So Hamburger Helper put on the field, birds came on the field, and that was a really big problem. That was the
Thank you very much, Tilden. That was fascinating.
You're welcome.
Absolutely fascinating. Riveting. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
You're welcome.
I have to compose myself. Tilden,
was the answer so bad that you won't be turn the camera off now?
No, this is fine. I'm about to turn my camera off. What kind of secret spices are there in Hamburger Helper? I feel like there's cinnamon in there, maybe a hint of childhood trauma.
There's more than a hint. There's actually a tablespoon of childhood trauma. It turns out there is no maple syrup, but there should be. There's lots of cumin in it. There's some paprika. There's a little oregano. There is some cinnamon in there. Just regular old seasoned salt and some pepper.
Perfect.
And the new flavors they came out in the late '80s. I don't know if you remember this or not, but they did have the chocolate cocoa flavor that didn't work very well. Chocolate cocoa and the hamburger go fine, but chocolate cocoa and tuna not quite so much. So that one was done early. They've used an awful lot of cinnamon, as you said. They've used lots of things like there was black cardamom. There was, I think, for a while, there was a lot of sage in one of them. For a while, that didn't work out very well because sage is great on turkey, but not necessarily hamburger. So there's been lots of experimentation with that.
Yeah.
But the most popular one definitely was cocoa.
Yeah, that's cool. I want you to read my mind, Tilden. I'm thinking of an animal that you might find at a zoo. What animal am I thinking of?
A giraffe.
That is not right.
Damn.
Miles, any guess?
A shrew, Mark. I can read your mind.
No, it was lemur. But those were good guesses. So
I wish I had $1 million for every person that went to the zoo to see shrews. I mean, that's got to be the most popular exhibit at the zoo.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I guessed.
Every single zoo across the country has a shrew, I'm pretty sure.
With you.
So it's one heck of a tagline, Hamburger Helper, when you need a helping hand, right? Because it's very meta. Like, it aids in the kitchen, but it's also a hand. So it's literally and figuratively meaning that it helps you, right? It's kind of
very
cool.
handsy. I would agree, Mark.
Yeah. So there were a lot of other taglines that the ad agency considered before landing on Hamburger Helper when you need a helping hand. I know there was Hamburger Helper with lots of MSG, but that didn't really test well. And then Hamburger Helper, it's better than eating your dog, because it came out in the 70s and it was the Carter years. I mean, times were tough. So were there other slogans that Hamburger Helper was messing with?
Yes, there were. Hamburger Helper, it's better than Hot Pockets. That was a good one that they used for a while.
Right.
Hamburger Helper, when you're not in the mood for frozen pizza, that also worked well. Hamburger Helper, it'll make you want to touch yourself. That one didn't go over quite so well.
Oh, theme song by the Divinals.
That's right.
Absolutely.
We love that.
Yeah, I mean, it fit a certain crowd, but not everybody. The one that I liked the most, though, was Hamburger Helper. It's your very best friend in the whole wide world. But that one it got a little long. It was sweet though, and I liked it.
Cadence didn't fit. Yeah, I think they should bring that one back.
The cadence was bad. The cadence was way too long. So they settled on Hamburger Helper when you need a helping hand. And that just seemed to be a very good fit. A good fit tagline. But they did have other ones. That's the one that stuck.
Well, Tilden, we're going to get a little serious now for a moment.
Good, thank God.
I know we're hiding your identity because things have not always been easy since the Mitten Foundation decided to try or attempt a hostile takeover of Hamburger Helper with their mascot, Musty the Mitten. I remember that tragic time when Hamburger Helper attempted to introduce the High Five Helper, and Lefty was sent immediately to the ER after taking a punch to the face, body, and digits. How have you been, and how are you holding up after that hostile takeover attempt?
That's a great question, Miles. I appreciate you asking. I'm doing better. The bruises are going away. As it turned out, the High Five was fine with the mitten for me, but what didn't work well was the fist bump. When that thing gets wound up and hits you, it packs a wallop right there. And so there's marks on my face. I mean, I'm used to looking great, and I've never been as bright, white, and beautiful as Lefty was, but I'm used to looking better than I do now. So the fist bump really left a mark, and he packs a punch. I'll tell you, the oven mitt is really tough to deal with.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tilden. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Tilden.
Thank you.
I'd like to go back to the slogan just because it's such a catchy song, and there are probably people in the audience that have never heard it before. So do you mind if I play that jingle? I grabbed it from YouTube.
As long as you don't ask me to sing it, yes. Go ahead.
No, I won't. So here is that. Let me get the right file.
Mark, it's your mother. I found your binky from when you were little.
Oh, no. Shoot.
You so loved that pacifier. It wasn't until you started ninth grade that you finally agreed to give it up. Do you remember that day?
I cannot believe.
You were such a big boy.
I can't stop this.
I was so
Miles,
proud of you.
Okay, that was clearly the wrong clip. I'm so sorry for that. I can edit that out later. Here's the jingle.
Hamburger Helper, when you need a helping hand.
So that was the original jingle. We all remember that one, right? But then, do you remember this foray, Miles? I know Tilden remembers when he went into more of an Italian food.
Hamburger Helper, lasagna. Helper, hamburger helper, make a great meal.
I like that he got slightly racist right there at the end.
Yeah, not offensive at all.
No, but did you know that there was actually a rap, and this is no joke, that kind of made a resurgence? I'm serious. Just listen to this.
Hey, add that sauce, stir it up, let it simmer. In 10 minutes, you'll be eating your dinner. You got hamburger helper.
Together now.
Hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
Hamburger helper.
How do you feel when you hear those songs? The fact that Lefty inspired a generation of younger musicians to come up with their own versions of Hamburger Helper.
He and I have had the conversation so much, and nothing says Hamburger Helper or dinner like a good kick drum. There's just nothing like it. So that's perfect. So when I hear that rap version, I think nothing of that. The Italian version didn't bother me as much.
No.
The Italian Hamburger Helper was really good on rigatoni, but awful in lasagna. So it didn't work that well.
Yeah.
And it certainly wasn't going to get on pizza.
Yeah, it just didn't stick around. Yeah.
It really didn't. No.
Does Lefty feel bothered by the fact that he's always been labeled a helping hand? Has he ever wanted to branch out to other body parts?
Well, I mean, you always want to help out a good foot or a good leg, but being shaped like he was, I don't know if we talked much about this, but the story of Lefty, when Hamburger Helper kind of went away in the 80s, it was the same time that Michael Jackson had his wonderful white glove phase. Mm-hmm. So for a while, Lefty left the food business and went and got bejazzled and put bling on his hands and turned it inside out and became a backup glove for Michael Jackson. Never actually got on stage, but he was there for a while.
Oh, he missed his opportunity.
And he toured with Michael Jackson on the bus and actually got behind the stage a few times, but was never actually used. But he was the backup white glove for Michael Jackson for about 2.5 years.
That's wonderful. Yes, great backstory on that.
Yeah, he didn't know if you knew that or not.
That's cool. And Tilden, for you, I have a personal question. What's the weirdest shaped cloud you've ever seen in the sky? Like sometimes I see horse heads in the clouds or maybe a dinosaur, but those are pretty normal. But what's the weirdest shaped cloud you've ever seen?
That's a great question. I was on a cross-country flight about 12 or 15 years ago, and I had a window seat. And I was on a Braniff flight going from Indianapolis to Las Vegas. I was going to go gamble for a while. Mm-hmm. And the captain was paying attention to things maybe he shouldn't have been. And lots of bumpy times and lots of turbulence. But he did look out the window one time and said, "Hey, for all of you on the right side of the airplane, there's a cloud shaped like a duck." And I think that was the funniest one I've ever seen was that one.
That's adorable.
So, that is adorable. Yeah.
It looked just like a duck. It was really cute.
Yeah. Does Lefty ever take time off to, lend himself a hand?
Don't we all, Mark? I've never talked to him about that, but I think he would be don't ask, don't tell, don't deny in that question. So
yeah. I mean, along those same lines, many accuse a Hamburger Helper and Lefty of promoting a one-pan lifestyle. I mean, how does Lefty respond to those allegations of really laziness, just one pan,
Well, we had that conversation too, interestingly enough, and he got off the phone with a lawyer who wanted to write a story for some magazine, and he said, "You're exactly right. I'm a one-pan guy."
Yeah.
Left the guy no place to go because he's right. It's a one-pan lifestyle. I mean, he just doesn't apologize for who he is. It's exactly who he is. He's a one-pan guy.
Yeah. Talking about painting yourself in the corner.
I mean, who wants 2 pans of hamburger? I mean, no one does. It's a one-pan life.
Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And along those same lines, Tilden, what are your top 5 bands that you think should never reunite? We were talking about 80s music earlier, but what 5 bands should never get back together? Like their time is done.
That list starts and ends with Dixie's Midnight Runners. Ends with, I would have said, until you said, I would have said Oingo Boingo, but now I'm kind of rethinking that a lot. I was never really a big anything Bob Dylan or Jim Morrison guy. So I think anything in that realm.
I don't think that Jim Morrison reunion is going to happen, but I hear you.
Well, there's a lot of impersonators out there. It's kind of like the Elvis thing. Elvis shouldn't reunite either, but they try.
Yeah.
That's 4.
Make this fifth one a good one, like a
I'm
really
trying to think.
shocker, something
Well,
controversial.
let's see. Men Without Hats would be the other one, probably.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay. Got
I
it.
think that's a safe pick, a
yeah, I
safety
think so
dance
too.
pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I just have one last question for you, Tilden. Is
Please.
it true that Lefty has never actually eaten the product that he promotes?
What?
I am under court-ordered restriction
Yep.
to not answer that question.
I understand.
Mark, hence the hidden blacked out,
Mhm.
screen
Yeah.
for Tilden.
Yeah. Tilden Stubblebooth, you've got such an interesting career. I love how close you are to fame. Lefty sounds like an okay glove, but boy, those other gloves and mittens on display at that museum. Is it associated with the Smithsonian, by the way, the Fits Like a Glove Museum?
We filled out the application several years back, and oddly, my follow-up questions are not responded to.
Your application
Never
was
heard from anyone.
immediately lost. Was it one of those we'll call you, don't call us type of thing?
Well, I didn't even get that, so I'm waiting to hear. At this point, that would make me happy just to hear from them, but I've not yet heard from my application has not been looked at, let alone accepted.
Yeah. Well, I got to hand it to you, Tilden. You've done a great job with this interview. Thank you so much for your time. And if I ever meet you in person, I won't know because I have no idea what you look like.
I'll introduce myself because I can certainly recognize you.
Thank you, Tilden. What a great interview that was. Thank you, Tilden, for coming on the show, sharing your wisdom with us. And now it's time for your favorite segment, Miles. Ask Us Anything, where we go deep into the listener mailbag and pull out some letters and see what questions are on your mind. So I'm going to start.
Okay.
Okay. This is from Bobby Chutney from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He says, I'm a college student at LSU. Go Tigers! I hide snacks so my roommates can't eat them, but I forgot where I hid them.
Oh, yeah.
So his question is, how long before a granola bar goes feral? You're an expert on food, as we established at the beginning of this episode.
Yes,
so how long does a granola bar last if you've hidden it and you can't find it?
Absolutely. Well, Frank, just want to
Bobby.
share. Oh, Bobby.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, Bob.
All right, we're okay.
Okay, let's get serious here.
Okay.
Bobby,
Bobby
granola
Chutney.
bars, Bobby, granola bars can last for a long time. Lots of foods, cheese, cottage cheese, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. The shelf life on those big boys are months, sometimes even years. I've eaten a piece of Swiss cheese that had gone bad and became good again after about 3 months. What I would recommend to you, though, has nothing to do with the shelf life. It has more to do with your inability to remember where things are. And so what I would recommend is having a planner, a 365-day planner, and make sure that every place is locked and located in that planner. Use a little flag strategy. Put little flags around the dorm room, apartment, house, doesn't matter. Somebody else's house, next door neighbors, and just make sure that searching. So good luck with that, Bobby. Nothing. Mark, I'm so sorry. Crashed and burned.
I don't know what. Oh, God. I know we're supposed to take this segment seriously. It went
That was
bad and
terrible.
went good again. No, we're keeping that.
That
That's
was absolutely horrendous. Mark, this next question comes from Billy Jenkins in
Billy.
in Jaden, Wyoming. It says, Dear Mark, I'm going to my fiance's house to celebrate Thanksgiving this year. It's my first time meeting her parents and her large family that she says they're loud and boisterous at dinner. Backstory, I'm an only child, and we always eat in complete, utter silence. My mom says it aids in digestion. Have you ever seen a monk with acid reflux? She always says. Frankly, Mark, she's Jewish. She's never met a monk. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. So should I wear a parachute pants to my nephew's bar mitzvah?
Oh, that's where this question went?
Yeah.
The bar mitzvah there in Wyoming?
I don't even remember how it started.
Oh my gosh.
Clearly, Jiminy
Okay.
is
So Bobby wants to
ADHD.
know if he should wear parachute pants to his cousin's bar mitzvah.
Right, right.
Um,
Maybe there's a second question in here somehow too, like how should a an only child who has always eaten in complete utter silence deal with having Thanksgiving for the first time with a boisterous family?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question. Well, can I answer the first part first? Because it's actually a little upsetting to me because I feel
Slave
like
to
our
fashion.
audience, I feel like our audience should know by now my feelings about parachute pants. I
They
think it's been
do.
covered in great detail in earlier episodes. I have a deep fondness for all things parachute.
Mm.
Parachute pants, parachute underwear, parachute toothbrushes, parachute shampoo. It's such a versatile fabric.
It
But
is.
pants, of course, are the top dog. Some say they're out of style, and I say those people are fools,
Oh, absolutely.
right? So we
100%, Mark. I couldn't believe more.
or, so wear those
Well,
parachute so wear those parachute pants to your cousin's bar mitzvah and do us a favor,
yeah.
wear nothing but the pants. No
He
shirt.
may even, he should probably even wear those parachute pants to Thanksgiving.
That's right. Parachute pants to the bar mitzvah, parachute pants to Thanksgiving, parachute pants to future graduations. No shoes, no shirt, all service
I
in
like it.
service
It's
of the
being very
parachute pants.
proactive. It may kind of stun that boisterous family into
Yeah,
silence.
that's right. So Mazel Tov to your cousin, of course, and Mazel Tov to you for making great fashion choices. And don't worry about Thanksgiving. You're going to be fine. Put on your headphones, get out your phone, send a very clear message that you're not interested in talking. They will love you.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Truth bomb time. Truth bomb time. Helping Hand Hamburger Helper refers to the Hamburger Helper mascot, of course, a talking four-fingered red-nosed white glove with a face on its palm, also known as Lefty. All of that is true. And this Helping Hand character was introduced in 1977 to boost the brand's sales and has since become an iconic part of packaged food products across the country, right? But who wrote the jingle? Because that jingle is catchy, right? As a kid, Joel Friedman, who wore parachute pants to his bar mitzvah, I'm sure he was raised in Chicago. He loved listening to Kellogg's jingles from the 1960s. So Friedman penned jingles for some of the world's biggest brands and their mascots, including Star-Kissed Charlie the Tuna, Hamburger Helpers, Helping Hand, right? And the Empire Carpet Song. 800-588-2300
I thought that was
Empire.
Barry Manilow. Yeah, absolutely.
That was definitely Joel Friedman. So I'm a big fan of
Wow.
his. And that's the truth bomb. I want to thank our friend Rob for showing up as Tilden with the curator at the Fits Like a Glove Museum in Washington, D.C. And if you're enjoying the zaniness of this podcast, today I just could not hold it together. Please follow us on Instagram or on YouTube if you want to watch these episodes. If you're not already, just
Hmm.
search for Pull My Leg Podcast and you'll find us. Miles, before we tease next week's show, I do want to say happy holidays. I know it's the beginning of the holiday season, really, but happy holidays to you and to everybody that's out there participating in this podcast. Thank you very much. And what can we look forward to next week, Miles?
Well, and same to you, little buddy.
Thank you.
But so next week, I'm really excited. You know how jokes are kind of my thing, and you and I both love a good dad joke, and just kind of cracking each other up with the dumbest jokes ever. You know what? We didn't actually invent those. There is an origin for jokes, and there is now a find of one of the earliest jokes ever. So next week on the show, we're going way back. We're talking sandal back. We're talking sand in the sandal.
Sand in
Because
a
apparently
sandal.
the very first joke ever recorded was discovered in King Tut's tomb, Mark, carved on a dusty little hieroglyph. It starts like this. Your mummy is so dusty, archaeologists keep sweeping her before they sweep the room. But that wasn't the only comedy gold buried in the desert. Oh no, right next to King Tut's dental tools was another ancient setup.
These dental tools.
A pharaoh, a mummy, and Moses walked into a pyramid, and the mummy said, "This place is completely dead." And Moses said, "Guys, I parted the Red Sea, but getting my kids to part their hair in the middle, impossible." So buckle up, Buttercup. Next week, we're diving deep into the sands of comedic history, where the punchlines make dad jokes look like comedic genius.
Humor was built different back then. I can
Sure
tell.
was.
Oh, well.
Part of the Red Sea. Yeah.
We cannot wait for that. So let's leave on this deep thought, Miles. It only takes one step to begin, but two if you want to go anywhere. Thanks for listening, everyone. We will see you next time.